The term metaverse has been the topic of online conversation these days. A lot of people are slowly getting involved, so one may ask, how do I invest in the metaverse? There are a lot of ways to answer this question, which we are going to discuss in this video. Before we get started, it is important to note that we do not give financial advice. We are not financial advisors, so make sure to conduct your own research before investing and making decisions. Like I said earlier, in this video we are going to discuss multiple ways in which you can invest in the metaverse. The term metaverse is becoming increasingly popular, and Facebook announced their name change to the name Meta. Facebook has made their intentions clear that they want to build their own version of the metaverse, and this gave rise to speculations among individuals. I believe this is the future of the internet. There are actually multiple ways in which we can invest in the metaverse early, and those ways include purchasing those cryptocurrency tokens that are supporting the metaverse, the individual NFTs, land/property that's located inside of the metaverse, and the publicly traded stocks that are supporting the infrastructure and building of the metaverse. These are different ways a person can invest in the metaverse. We're going to discuss the first way, which is by purchasing those cryptocurrency tokens that are supporting the metaverse. If we look at the coin market cap, you can click on play to earn or game. Now, we are going to look at gaming tokens that are featured currently, that are available at the moment. These four tokens are Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Sandbox, and My Neighbor Alice. These tokens are building their own individual metaverse. Decentraland and Sandbox are already metaverses, but for Axie Infinity, they're going to have land gameplay, which they would end up releasing, which could also function as a metaverse if they end up doing so. These tokens are used for in-game transactions between assets. For example, if a buyer wants to purchase an actual NFT, these tokens are what they would use for the transaction. A lot of people are also investing in these tokens with the hope that they would become the leading metaverse someday. You can think of this stock-like investment in which you have ownership of what you are investing. Let's take a look at Facebook. After Facebook's announcement that they would be changing their name to Meta, there was a huge increase in the initial price of the token. Let's take Mana for example. It was worth around 79 cents, but after Facebook's announcement of changing their name to Meta, the token skyrocketed to about $3.50, which is a huge increase in the price. This also happened to NFT token Sandbox, as there was a huge increase in price after Facebook's announcement. So, you are actually getting some exposure to these games by actually purchasing a token that is supporting these in-game purchases and the ecosystem of these metaverses. The second way to invest in the metaverse is by purchasing in-game assets, and in this sector, we are going to talk about land. There are portions of land that you can purchase into some of these metaverses, and with these lands, you can actually potentially build businesses, games, events, your own home where your avatar rests after partying, and a whole lot more. In relation to this, we are going to talk about two NFTs, Sandbox and Decentraland. Sandbox has land located within, and you can actually purchase plots of lands within this game. Also, you can put a profile picture on the land to declare ownership. A lot of these plots of land are being used to create events, activities, and games within the Sandbox. Decentraland is almost like Sandbox. They also have their own map that you can check out, and their own marketplace on Decentraland's website where you can actually purchase plots of land. Let's talk about the land purchase in more detail. A place where you can purchase the Sandbox land right now is OpenSea, and for Decentraland, you can purchase land at their very own marketplace. It is also important to note that they both have Discord servers with a very active community, where you can discuss with other individuals and potentially buy or sell land. One of the amazing features of buying land is that you can actually own the property. You own the property in the game like you would own property in real life, and within these games, you can do whatever you want to do with the land that you own. These plots of land have limited supply, as there would be a limited amount of time that these lands would be available. Purchasing lands is one of the best ways to invest in the metaverse. Next, we are going to talk about individual NFTs. We are going to talk about wearables other than in-game purchase and land. In the metaverse, avatars are going to have clothing, some actual items and wearables that they would be used to represent themselves in that world. Those assets could be NFTs and exclusive to that metaverse. There is a different marketplace where you can get wearables from. If we take a look at Decentraland, we can see that they have a whole marketplace where collectibles and wearables are being sold. Avatars that are used within Decentraland have clothing, and some of them are limited edition items. For example, Artifact Studio is a creator of wearables in Decentraland, and they have limited editions of some clothing items sold at the marketplace. This is similar to land. As the user base of these games grow, and the popularity of these assets from Artifact Studio also grows, more demands would come into in-game assets, which are these in-game wearables these avatars are using. In real life, humans like to express themselves in terms of what we put on our physical body, and this is no different from avatars in the virtual world. Also, another type of in-game asset we would look into is the Axie Infinity's marketplace. Here, some of the axes are NFTs that can be used within the games, and these axes can go up to $1,000 depending on the uniqueness of these axes. One of the reasons why these axes have so much value is because the collectability of some of these axes. You also need an axe to play the game Axie Infinity, so basically, these NFTs give you the ability to play the game you are wanting to play. The last way to invest in the metaverse, which we would discuss, is by investing in stocks that actually support the infrastructure and buildings of these metaverses. Some of these massive companies we know today are going to be crucial for building our infrastructure for the future of this metaverse, and some of these companies could see explosive growth due to the demand for their product and services. The first stock we would look at is Facebook stock. Facebook has made it clear that they are going to build their own version of the metaverse, and that they have become a metaverse company. Lots of other companies like Apple, Roblox, and Nvidia all have stocks that you can invest in. But before you invest, it is your job to do your own research on these companies and check out which one of them is getting involved in the metaverse and is supporting it. Let's look at a way in which you get exposure to these tokens which are supporting the metaverse. One of them is a metaverse index. We can see that it is an index for publicly trading stocks, but in this case, it is for playing to earn metaverse gaming tokens. It contains all of these tokens into one index token. So, instead of purchasing individually, each and every one of these tokens, you can end up purchasing into the Metaverse Index, if you want to get exposed to Metaverse-related coins. Now, these tokens are not going to be exploding in growth, so you need to be extremely patient with them when you have them in your possession. So there you have it. These are the ways in which you can get started in investing in the Metaverse space. There are multiple other ways in which you can invest in the metaverse, so it is not limited to the ones explained in this video. As I have stated earlier, I am not a financial advisor, so it's important to conduct your own research before making any form of investment, or if possible, have a financial manager. If you loved watching this video, give it some thumbs up, and if you would love to stay updated on the current innovation and great lifestyle tips, please hit the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications to be alerted when we upload a new video.